only one team makes it out alive. So, good luck.
Alright everyone, WonderWooDz back here again, and as Rick Toffin said, only one team can make it out alive, but in this case, only one person can beat the 4 people I'm up against, and that guy's me. And honestly, I did this last night, and I thought this was fucking so amazing. I just thought that I would put this up because these guys tried to taunt me, they tried to knife me to put me off, they were trying to get me down the whole game, and yeah, I just wasn't giving up. And honestly, you will see I go down 2 times this whole game, but honestly, it's only at the start, and it's just a couple of shitty moves I make trying to stab a zombie at the start, and you know the way to do them windmill punches, and they just beat you down. That's the way I went down, but it wasn't serious downs, and I honestly, as you see, I've got 2 teammates here now in my team. The first guy just rage quit straight from the hilt. So yeah, there's 2 guys left, and basically I only went into this last night because I just wanted to have a bit of fun with Grief, because Grief is a fun mode, and honestly the reason I went in is because I'm trying to get my zombie rank, the shotgun with the spikes. I'm trying to get that, so I'm trying to be an all-round player, trying to play new things and get wins and stuff like that. So it's just trying to broaden my horizons really on the zombies game. And I went into this, and as you see, I'm trying to freaking like just put these guys off, because I know that's what you do in Grief. You try to get the better or the one up on your team or your enemies and try win. That's what it's all about. So these guys consistently tried to fucking beat me down, and I was not giving in. So as you'll see throughout this game, maybe at about the 5-minute mark, my whole team's left. By 5 minutes into the game, my whole team has abandoned me. I'm on my own. I'm Lone Star. I'm fucking Bear Grylls on zombies on town, and I'm just going on my own. And basically, I just, as I said, I know I've said it a few times now, but like honestly, like this is one of my bad downs here. Like that was just pitiful. I stabbed that zombie so much, and I thought it would have died, but they'd get these crazy ass punches on you, and I don't know how they do. But yeah, again, as I said, and I'm not going to say it anymore, I go down again like that. So that is just bullshit, man. That's what. And if you're wondering why I've sped it up here, because honestly, like as you see, it's not going to be very entertaining. You just sit and watching me go down, walk up out in these low rounds, doing fuck all, but just stab a few zombies really and watch my team. Because all that really happens in these low rounds. Oh, did you like that move? I stabbed that guy, and that guy, I beat him to the box, and then look what I get. And you see me here, I use this. I would definitely say, if you're on Grief, really use your head and try to think. Try to use ways of like manipulating it as much as you can. And as you see here, the stabbing's so effective in this game, and you're going to see it in part 2 and part 3 of this, that the stabbing and the fucking, it really does. If you're not a concentrating fully, you really will get put off and you will lose. Because as you see here, I just go ham. These guys were pissing me off from the start. They were just so I just sprayed 100 bullets on them just to make them so annoyed. And no matter what these people kept doing to me, these players, they just couldn't get to me at all. And usually I would be the type of guy that would go crazy, and like you see here, I'm using tactics. They're trying to get the box, so I'm not gonna shoot the zombie because they're going for him. So they're the ones at risk, and it's definitely in Grief you have to be a sneaky little bastard basically. And there you go, my first teammate rage quits, and honestly, watching this back, I know why he rage quit, probably because none of us came to revive him, and I am genuinely sorry to that guy, whoever he was, but I didn't see him. I was so engrossed in the fact that I was trying to stop these guys getting the box or whatever. It really is Grief's a mode where you have to be interactive, you have to play together, help each other. But in this case, my team abandoned me, and yeah, it's practically about now. My second teammate's going to leave like very soon, so I'm going to be on my own. And honestly, I didn't think I was going to beat these guys because they were genuinely good. They were using good tactics, but yeah, WonderWooDz pulled one out of the bag. I'm a competitive motherfucker, and I was not going to lose to these fucking punks. So yeah, there's not really much I can say at the minute. Gun tips for Grief. Oh yeah, just seen the drops there falling. See the drops, guys? I get I get the upper hand big time with the drops on this map. Like every time I max ammo, I seem to get it, drops, I seem to get them pretty often, and it really does help me. And that's what I would say too in grief. Like, I sort of want to stick to this building up there, but honestly, you want to stick to a place. And you see here, this is going to happen to me a few times. I'm going to get red screened a few times in part 1, part 2, and part 3. I get red screened, so you just have to really. If you get red screened, guys, I would definitely recommend just run away. Just don't even try shoot the zombies. Don't stay there. Just run. As you see, there you go. My teammate has now rage quitted, and I'm on my own. It's me 1v4, 5 minutes into grief in town, and it really is. These guys like just start beating me down, trying to hold me back. As soon as that guy leaves, they're just like really on, like just trying to fuck me over. I mean, the best thing about this gameplay, guys, is see on part 3, where like that's part 3. When we get there, you're gonna see I got these guys all downed. I got these guys all on their asses, licking the cold floor. And they couldn't take it. They couldn't take the fact that one guy had done so much damage. And it's going to be this room here that I'm in now that ends there. Like, I'm going to kill them in that room back there. So, and you see them, they're trying to all get me down. They're trying to push me around. And honestly, if you keep moving, you just don't stop. And you keep your like, you see numerous times this game, this guy Prim or whatever you call him. He's just a dick. He's just trying to get me down, but it's this very spot here where it bites him in the ass. And you see here, I use this nasty ass move. Don't be afraid, guys. If they're not lying down, don't be afraid to knife them, because you will put them off and they won't be able to revive. But I've got a top tip. See if you are in grief. If you're trying to revive your teammates, go prone. Go prone, and they won't be able to stab you or put you off or anything again. And when you see this swift mode, zombies coming at me, no, I'm getting out of there. Do not think just because you've got a big gun you can't maneuver well around zombies. You can, and you always will. You just have to keep moving. And so I try to put this guy off from reviving him, but it doesn't work this time, unfortunately. So I'm now just round 7, I think we're going on to, and yeah, it's been pretty annoying so far, to be honest with you. Watching it back's more annoying than was playing it. I was just teabagging constantly, trying to annoy these guys, and you see I'm throwing grenades, because that really does make you vulnerable. It makes you shake in the screen. But as you see here, like, these guys are just constantly knifing me, trying to put me off and trying to annoy me. But it wasn't, honestly. I remember playing this last night, and I had the headset on, and I just really was engrossed in the music I was listening to. These guys weren't going to win this. See, if this had went on the round 25, 30, I still would have maintained that I could have beat these guys. Like, this guy Prim was just dick. Watching this back, it just makes me think, oh, that guy's probably an anus in real life. But oh, yeah, you go. You see the way I get the max ammo, and I don't know why I put that Type 25 up, to be honest with you, especially when I get the max ammo. But things happen for a reason, and I pick it up. And honestly, I thought it was a better gun anyway, like than the M8A1, because I was probably thinking along the lines of upgrading it. And as you see, I've only got Juggernaut perk at round 7. There's really nothing else you need, and the only reason I buy it, the only other perk I would really need with this gun is probably Speed Cola, and that's what my next perk. I remember saying it to myself at this point, you have to save now and get Speed Cola and stuff like that. And you see here, I'm getting the booms, I'm getting everything. I'm just stealing their fucking points, and they don't like it. And I think that's what I got the upper hand, was being a persistent motherfucker. And you see me throwing a few knives around and trying to annoy them, but they were definitely they were angry. And as I said back a minute ago, in part 3, you're going to see these guys aren't even going to stay to let me get the win. They're going to rage quit, and as soon as they all go down, the last guy just rage quits. And see this here, this bit of meat, you want to always do this. Stick it to the motherfucker. And you might say it's a bad thing, you might create zombies right now, but if another thing too, you're going to see whenever they go down, when they go down, if you have that bit of meat and one of the guys are down, throw it at the guy that's down, because the zombies will just horde around him, and if it's like a troll, the zombies will just block him in, and they won't be able to get to revive him. And if the meat ever wears off and they're about to get him, it's just going to be a clusterfuck for the guy who's trying to revive. So that's a tip too, I would also say. And plus, you're going to see later on, EMP grenades are very, very, very useful in this here grief, because there's later on them rounds where they need quick revive because there's so many of them. There's only one of me. I don't have to look after nobody else now. I just have to look after myself and keep my wits about me. They've got to look after, well, each other, and they really weren't that confident because once their last guy went down, like the second last guy went down, their last guy went down within 30 seconds of freaking getting hit. And you see here another red screen moment, and I absolutely shit my pants when this happens. So I just evade the whole active zombies, and I blame the not fact of having a speed call. Like at this point, that's why I sort of was slow. And you see here, these guys are just shit. They're not even like these guys were not the best, but I was just trying to stop them. And you see here, if you lie down, you can't disturb them. So yeah, as I said, there's a part 1. This is part 1 of Zombies on Grief on Town, and basically I hope you enjoyed it. It's wrapping up here, part 1. So yeah, part 1, I would really say, just for this part here, I say my tactic was just keeping my wits about me, using the gun well, and not getting too overexcited and not rushing too much, because you will, if you rush too much, you will die. These guys here thought that I was going to panic or somewhat because I was on my own, but the luck of the draw that I had a good gun, that always works well in your favour. But as I said, guys, that's practically the end of the video. There's only like 30 seconds left. So this guy here tries to stick me with his piece of meat, and he just fails epically. He's going to try to do that again later on in part 2 or part 3, I think, and he fails also. So yeah, guys, that was I was WonderWooDz, and this is part 1 on Grief on Town Zombies. And as you see, they're trying to block me here. Don't forget to tune into part 2 to see if I get out of this room alive.